There are some big changes coming to the real estate industry, and I'm not talking about interest rates. Okay, I might talk about interest rates, but just for a second. What I'm going to do is give you tips on how to buy a house in 2024. As many of you know, I work with a lot of buyers who are moving to Seattle for the first time. I end up talking a lot about neighborhoods, why they should buy or not buy, and most importantly, what it's like to buy a home in Seattle. But this year, these conversations are a lot different than they have been in the past. In this video, I'm going to talk about the big changes for buyers, why it's important to buy a home now versus chasing the rate down, your new rights as a home buyer, and why buying a home may have just gotten a little bit more complicated for some buyers. Obviously not you, Diva dwellers, because you are watching this video, downloading our buyer guide, and getting yourself educated about the process. It's going to be a lot more complicated for those other muggle buyers. Before I get started, you know the drill. Give this video a like and make sure you subscribe to our channel. We have more detailed information coming out this season, specifically going into detail about the new buyer agency and representation laws. Let's dive in. First off, I want to talk about why owning real estate is important. Yes, owning real estate is the fastest way for most of us to create generational wealth. When you buy a home for yourself, you break the cycle of giving your hard-earned money to the landlord industrial complex. Give me a moment to explain. This is a major political year. Make sure you are registered to vote. Some of you know my degree is in political science. When I say the landlord industrial complex, I'm saying that there is a huge amount of corporate money at play during the elections. According to Crosscut, more than $800,000 in business and real estate interests were spent in 2023 on conservative and centralist candidates in the Seattle Council races. So when you pay rent to one of those large corporate apartment complexes, you are choosing to send your money to support candidates that do not have the larger Diva dweller community's welfare in mind. So how do you become a Diva dweller? We have solutions if you qualify for down payment assistance or just need more information on how to get started. Send me a DM or leave me a comment below and I will send you our home buyer packet for free. I am passionate about helping people make this move. My husband and I bought our condo when we both worked in the food service industry. It is possible to make this move. You need to know your rights as a buyer. Many buyers do not take the time to learn the process, much less understand their legal rights. One of the biggest changes started January 1st, 2024. A buyer is required to sign a buyer agency agreement with a real estate agent in Washington state as soon as that agent provides fiduciary services. In addition, all buyers should be given a real estate brokerage in Washington pamphlet as soon as they engage with a real estate broker. This is formally known as the Law of Agency pamphlet. The buyer agency agreement clearly defines how a broker who represents you is paid, how long they're working for you, and more. I bet you're asking, doesn't the seller pay for my brokerage services? Historically, yes, that was the tradition. The sellers no longer have to offer buyer broker compensation for bringing a buyer to purchase their home. Most sellers are still offering compensation to the buyer's broker, but it is not a guarantee. In the case the seller is not offering a buyer broker compensation, then it is up to the buyer to pay for that work based on what they agreed to in the buyer agency agreement with their broker. Or the other solution is to work with a Team Diva team member where we have a ton of experience and are trained to negotiate on our buyer's behalf and make sure these extra fees are paid for. Whew, that was a lot. In the show notes, we have a link to a blog and another video that goes into a ton of detail about how this whole situation came about and how this impacts how much money you need to have to buy a house. Your mortgage rate is not forever. What is forever is building generational wealth and getting a deal in Seattle's hot real estate market when there are opportunities. Now is one of those opportunities. In the last few months, the rates have been as high as 8% and are now hovering in the high 6s. For many of my buyers, we have been working with lenders to offer temporary reprieve from the high interest rates through various programs. These buyers have been able to cash in on incredible homes for less money than their counterparts who bought in 2020 and 2021. And we all know that Seattle's temporary market evenness is not going to last. Give me a call or leave me a comment below and I can easily talk you through what different programs are available. I am passionate about helping people through this shift in the market. I'm making this video in January, and I can already tell this year is going to be different than last year. Our team is expecting home prices in Seattle to climb about 4 to 10% between now and the end of 2024. Why is that? Interest rates are dropping super fast, and we still have super low inventory. And the number of new mortgage applications jumped 10% in the first few weeks of the year, and it continues to climb. That indicates to us that there are a whole bunch of buyers getting ready to enter the market without a lot of inventory. This all has the makings of a multiple offer market. Our team has already seen the impact with a few of our listings. Lindsay sold her home for almost 8% over asking, and Roy sold his Kenmore house for over asking to a cash buyer. Both of them sold these homes during the slowest part of the market, which was in and around the holidays. My best advice to you is to get in on the market sooner rather than later. Regardless of the market we are going to experience in 2024, our biggest piece of advice is to follow our Team Diva method of buying a home. Over and over again, it has been proven that our buyers make smart buys that eventually lead to extraordinary sales down the road. The first step is to get educated. You can do this by doing the following. Download our free home buying guide. Make an appointment with one of our team members. Get educated about the process. From there, get a really good lender who will work with you through your situation. And my biggest piece of advice is to buy the best home in an awesome location that you can most afford. Oh, and after that, you get invited to all our awesome parties and other community events. And that's it. It sounds easy, it is, and I promise we do make it fun. I'm Hannah Wilson-Hillard with Team Diva Real Estate at Coldwell Banker Bain. I'm passionate about helping people discover how awesome Seattle is and helping people buy homes. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to connecting with you all in the real world.